adjust the bearings. I hope that spindle's not damaged. It probably isn't. This is gonna be a lot easier to get off than the other side though, at least.
At least nothing should fall in it out. Just moved a whole bunch right there. Oh, there's the problem. There's a bunch of crap in there.
But you know what? The spindle doesn't look that bad compared to the other side. Yeah, let's pull that seal out. We can use the crowbar for that, or maybe that. This is a seal all the way around there, the whole piece.
How does it come out?
Just pry it out.
Like this, or from the inside?
Probably.
Well, these bearings are still good.
Maybe.
Hope you didn't buy all of them. They actually do look good, don't they?
Well, probably shouldn't put that on the concrete. Maybe just throw it over there in the slag. This wasn't so bad though compared to the other side. We had to burn the nut off too. Well, when I get the new nut tomorrow, if it doesn't want to thread onto all these, I figured I could space it out and just have the nut over here on the good threads. Maybe. I don't know. Pretty rough. You know, the sad thing about this whole project here is I already did the other side because of the same exact reason, but it was like December, I think, or January when I did it. I was like, oh, you know, I really need to do the other side, because what happened on on the passenger side was the spindle nut. I guess the bearings were seizing up, so the spindle nut tightened and tightened and tightened a whole lot more, and then the other side, the wheel just locked up. Now the bad thing about this side is it didn't lock up because the wheel goes the opposite direction. So he just kept driving, and he was trying to drive back to the shop at 10 miles an hour. And I think that this side, while I had a much easier time getting it apart and everything, I think that this side is more damaged than the other side was. And I guess we'll see, after I get the bearings and everything, and I'll see how it goes together. Next day I got new parts. I got a new spindle nut. This is called a Pro Torque nut. It's much safer than the other kind. Let me see if I can get it apart. Okay. So pretty much it'll thread on there. And then it's got these little teeth in there, so this piece would slide in there like that and lock into those teeth to prevent it from turning. Much better design than what was on there, in my opinion. So this is about $270 worth of things right here. I don't remember it being that expensive last time, but I'm sure it was. And then this is something I was worried about because of all the galling in there. But it's resisting, which is a good thing. I was worried that Race was just going to drop in there. So that'll work out. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with the needle files, filing on the that stuff, and then I'll come back. People, they get too worried about wheels coming off. I've had a wheel come off, and it really wasn't that bad. So I don't think it should be a big deal if a wheel falls off this thing. do. Same with the inside. Oh, that one goes on. Sweet. The reason I showed this is for wheel bearings, you make sure it always says MOLLE and EP. EP stands for extreme pressure. MOLLE stands for molybdenum or molybdenum, something like that. So, you know, I used to be someone that would use synthetic grease until I had to replace the wheel bearings, because synthetic grease is no good for wheel bearings. And I know that the can will say, you know, the best thing for wheel bearings, but you never want to use synthetic grease for a wheel bearing. I've replaced so many of them twice because I used to think synthetic grease was the best thing in the world, and it's not for wheel bearings. So don't do it. MOLLE, EP MOLLE, that's all you ever want to use for a wheel bearing. And so you kind of want it to start to push out of here. See, it's starting to come through. You don't want to just smear the grease on and call it good. You want it to penetrate all those bearings thoroughly. So there's like a whole torque spec you're supposed to put on these and then back them off. But I don't know what that is. So I'm just gonna get it pretty tight, then I'll back it off like a quarter turn, I guess. Should be okay. Not there. Yeah. Okay, so this side facing out, there's like a little lip in here it catches in, and then those little teeth will go into those. And then I think I just need to take a screwdriver and pop it down. I have one here too. There we go. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice little system. I haven't seen one fail yet, but I've only used 2 of these in my life. Those guys at the parts store swore by it though. Alright, now I gotta make some repairs in the cover that goes on this. All finished.